Did you know that after the age of 60, the average person loses about 1% of their muscle mass every single year? That might not sound like much, but over a decade, it can mean the difference between walking confidently on your own and struggling to climb a flight of stairs. What's fascinating is that this isn't just about strength. It's about independence, balance, and even brain health. Because when your legs weaken, your brain has to work harder to keep you upright. Your risk of falls increases, and even your cognitive sharpness can be affected. Asterisk. But here's the surprising part. While most people think exercise is the only way to maintain strong legs, research shows that what you do before bed, specifically, the nutrients you provide your body at night, can profoundly influence how your muscles repair, grow, and function. Asterisk. Think of it this way. Nighttime is when your body is in recovery mode. Growth hormone is released, cellular repair ramps up, and your muscles are literally rebuilding from the stresses of the day. If you supply the right building blocks during this window, you can dramatically improve how your legs feel and perform, even past 60. Asterisk. So in this video, we're going to explore 3 bedtime vitamins that science suggests can play a powerful role in maintaining and even strengthening your legs as you age. These aren't exotic supplements or quick fixes. They're well-studied nutrients with direct effects on muscle fibers, circulation, and nervous system function. Asterisk. We'll talk about what the research shows, why your body processes them differently at night, and most importantly, how you can put this into practice in a simple, sustainable way. By the end, you'll have a nightly protocol that doesn't just support stronger legs, but also improves sleep quality, balance, and energy the next day. Asterisk. Because staying strong after 60 isn't just about lifting weights or counting steps. It's about giving your body and your brain the right tools at the right time. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with a painful leg cramp? Or noticed that your legs feel heavy and restless just as you're trying to fall asleep? These are not just random annoyances. They are signals from your nervous system and muscles that something is off. And one of the most common culprits is a lack of magnesium. Asterisk. Magnesium is often called the relaxation mineral, and for good reason. Every single muscle contraction in your body, including the quadriceps, hamstrings, and calves, depends on a delicate balance between calcium and magnesium. Calcium causes the muscle fibers to contract. Magnesium allows them to relax. If calcium is the accelerator, magnesium is the brake. Without enough magnesium, the muscles in your legs can stay tense, spasm, or cramp, especially at night when the body is supposed to be entering recovery mode. Asterisk. Here's what the research shows. Older adults are more likely to be deficient in magnesium, partly because absorption decreases with age, and partly because many medications can deplete it. A study published in the journal Nutrients found that magnesium supplementation improved both sleep quality and muscle function in adults over 60. This is powerful because it means magnesium is doing double duty, improving the depth of your sleep, while also creating the biochemical environment for your muscles to repair and recover. Asterisk. But why nighttime? Magnesium naturally supports melatonin production, the hormone that signals your brain it's time for sleep. It also calms the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest branch that lowers heart rate and helps you shift into a recovery state. Taking magnesium in the evening helps you fall asleep faster, sleep more deeply, and wake up with legs that feel stronger and less fatigued. Asterisk. Think of your body as a construction site. During the day, you're putting stress on the structure, climbing stairs, walking, carrying groceries. At night, your body brings in the repair crew. Magnesium is like the electrician who makes sure the lights are working and the circuits are calm, so the rest of the crew can do their job without short circuits or interruptions. Asterisk. A simple tool to apply is this. About 30 to 60 minutes before bed, take 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate. These forms are more bioavailable, and less likely to upset the stomach compared to magnesium oxide. Pair it with a glass of water and, if possible, combine it with a calming bedtime ritual, dimming the lights, turning off screens, or reading something light. That combination primes both the brain and body for optimal recovery. Asterisk now, a quick caveat, more isn't always better. Too much magnesium can cause digestive upset. That's why staying within the clinically recommended range is key. And if you're on medications like diuretics or heart drugs, always check with your healthcare provider before adding new supplements. Asterisk. Here's the empowering part. Even if you haven't been active in years, your muscles are constantly responding to the inputs you give them. Supplying them with magnesium at night is like giving them permission to relax, reset, and rebuild stronger for the next day. Asterisk. So next time you're lying in bed and your legs feel restless, ask yourself, is this just age catching up with me? Or is it my body quietly asking for more of the mineral that lets my muscles truly rest? The good news is, that answer is often within your control. If magnesium is the mineral that helps your muscles relax, then vitamin D is the one that helps them activate with strength and precision. What most people don't realize is that vitamin D is not just about bone health. It plays a direct role in how your muscles contract, how your nerves fire, and even how steady you feel when you stand or walk. Here's what the research shows. A large meta-analysis in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that adults over 60 with low vitamin D levels were significantly more likely to experience muscle weakness and balance problems. In fact, vitamin D deficiency is one of the most common nutritional reasons behind frequent falls in older adults. Think about that. One simple vitamin deficiency can be the hidden factor behind why someone feels unsteady climbing stairs or loses confidence walking outside. Biologically, here's what's happening inside your muscles. Vitamin D helps regulate calcium flow into the muscle fibers, which is essential for powerful contractions. Without enough vitamin D, your muscles can't generate the same force, especially in the legs, where large, weight-bearing muscles are constantly working to keep you upright. Now, you might be wondering, why take vitamin D at night? Isn't it called the sunshine vitamin? Great question. The truth is, your body doesn't care when you take vitamin D, as long as you maintain steady blood levels. But here's a practical insight. Pairing vitamin D with your evening meal, especially one that contains healthy fats, improves its absorption, since vitamin D is fat-soluble. For many people, dinner is their largest and most balanced meal, making it the perfect time to take it. Doing so before bed ensures that as your body moves into repair mode overnight, vitamin D is available for both muscle fibers and bones. A practical protocol is this. Aim for 1,000 to 2,000 IUs of vitamin D3 in the evening, ideally alongside magnesium, which works synergistically with vitamin D to support muscle and nerve health. For those who spend little time outdoors or live in northern climates, higher doses may be needed, but that should always be guided by a simple blood test and your healthcare provider's advice. Think of vitamin D as the coach of your muscles. Magnesium may be the mechanic that helps the engine cool down, but vitamin D is the one calling the plays, making sure every fiber fires at the right time, so your legs don't just feel rested, they feel strong, coordinated, and responsive. And here's the inspiring part. Research also shows that maintaining optimal vitamin D levels doesn't just reduce fall risk, it helps preserve independence. Imagine being able to carry your groceries, play with your grandchildren, or walk into your 70s and 80s with confidence. That's the ripple effect of something as simple as a bedtime vitamin, by the way. If insights like this are helpful to you, translating complex science into tools you can actually use, consider subscribing to this channel. Every week, we break down the latest neuroscience, psychology, and health research into practical strategies you can apply right away. So, magnesium helps your muscles relax, Vitamin D helps them contract with strength, and together, they form the foundation of nighttime muscle recovery. But there's another piece of the puzzle, one that ensures all that strength isn't wasted because of weak or brittle bones. And that's where vitamin K2 comes in. Imagine this. You've been taking calcium for years to protect your bones, maybe even vitamin D, but instead of strengthening your skeleton, that calcium starts to build up in your arteries, making them stiff and less flexible. This is not just theoretical. It's a well-documented risk when calcium isn't directed to the right place. And here's where a lesser-known nutrient, vitamin K2, plays a critical role in keeping your legs strong and functional after 60. Here's what the research shows. Vitamin K2 activates proteins that shuttle calcium into bones and teeth, where you want it, and away from arteries and soft tissue, where it can cause problems. A study published in Thrombosis and Hemostasis found that people with higher vitamin K2 intake had significantly less arterial stiffness, which means better circulation, better heart health, and less chance of that heavy leg feeling many older adults experience. But how does this connect to muscle strength? Strong muscles without strong bones is like having a powerful engine in a car with a fragile frame. You need both to function together. Your leg muscles depend on a stable skeletal structure, your femur, tibia, hips, and joints, to generate force. If bones are brittle or joints are compromised, even well-conditioned muscles can't translate strength into real-world movement. That's why vitamin K2 is the unsung hero in the muscle-bone partnership. Now, nighttime is an especially good time to take K2 if you're already using vitamin D3 in the evening, because the two work synergistically. Vitamin D tells your body to absorb calcium, while vitamin K2 tells your body where to put it. Think of vitamin D as the gatekeeper, letting calcium into the body, and vitamin K2 as the traffic controller directing it safely to bone tissue. Without that traffic control, you risk misdirected calcium and weaker support for your muscles. A practical tool here is to combine 90 to 180 micrograms of vitamin K2, preferably in the NK7 form, which stays active longer in the body with your evening vitamin D3. This pairing supports not only bone density, but also overall leg stability and strength. Some people find it easiest to take a combined D3K to supplement with dinner, ensuring both nutrients are absorbed alongside dietary fats. Let's bring this down to a real-world example. Picture two people in their 70s. Both exercise, both eat relatively well, and both take vitamin D. One also takes vitamin K2. 10 years later, research suggests that the person taking K2 is likely to have stronger bones, better posture, and lower risk of fractures. That difference can mean confidently walking across uneven ground versus hesitating with every step. Here's the empowering insight. You're not just building muscle, you're building the scaffolding that muscle relies on. And while it's common to think my legs feel weak, so I just need to exercise more, the truth is that, without bone resilience, your muscles can't express their full potential. Vitamin K2 ensures the foundation is as strong as the engine driving it. So far, we've looked at magnesium to relax and repair muscles, vitamin D to strengthen contractions, and vitamin K to fortify the skeletal system that muscles rely on. But there's another element we need to talk about, one that powers the entire neuromuscular system, especially the communication between your brain and your legs. That's where B vitamins, particularly B12 and folate, come in. Think for a moment about how you move your legs. You decide to stand, and instantly, signals travel from your brain down your spinal cord, through nerves, into your muscles. The muscle fibers respond with contraction, and you rise. This entire chain of events, thought, signal, action, depends on one critical factor: energy. Not just energy from food, but energy produced inside your cells, specifically your mitochondria. And that's where B vitamins, particularly B12 and folate, become essential. Here's what the research shows. Deficiencies in B12 and folate are strongly associated with muscle weakness, balance problems, and even nerve pain in older adults. A study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that low B12 levels significantly increased the risk of impaired mobility and falls in people over 60. Why? Because without these vitamins, your nervous system literally struggles to send signals efficiently. Biochemically, B12 and folate help your body create red blood cells, which carry oxygen to muscles, and they're key in producing the protective coating around nerves. Think of myelin as the insulation around electrical wires. If the insulation is weak or frayed, the signal fizzles. That's exactly what happens when your B12 levels drop. Nerve signals slow down, legs feel heavy or clumsy, and balance starts to suffer. Now, why consider taking B vitamins in the evening? One reason is that nighttime is when your body repairs nerve tissue and replenishes neurotransmitters. Supplying B12 and folate before bed supports this overnight neurological maintenance. Another practical reason is absorption. Many people over 60 have reduced stomach acid, which makes B12 harder to absorb from food. Taking a methylated supplement form, like methylcobalamin for B12 and methylfolate for folate, in a sublingual or capsule form, can bypass some of those absorption hurdles. A practical bedtime protocol looks like this. Take a B-complex supplement, or at least B12 1000 mcg, in methylcobalamin form and folate 400 to 800 mcg as methylfolate. 30 to 60 minutes before bed, ideally with a light protein snack, such as a small piece of turkey or Greek yogurt. Protein helps steady blood sugar overnight and provides amino acids for muscle repair, while the B vitamins ensure that your nerves and mitochondria have what they need to fire efficiently. Here's an empowering analogy. If magnesium is the mechanic, and vitamin D is the coach, then B vitamins are the electricians, making sure the wiring is intact and the lights turn on when you flip the switch. Without them, the system doesn't just run slower, it risks breaking down entirely. And here's something to reflect on. Have you ever noticed older friends or relatives complaining of tingling in their legs, or that pins and needles feeling? Often that's not just circulation, it's nerve signals struggling because of low B12 or folate. Correcting those deficiencies can be the difference between hesitating on uneven ground and walking confidently without second thought. By the way, if you're finding these science-backed tools valuable, I'd encourage you to share this video with someone in your life who's over 60 and determined to stay strong. It might be the exact information they need to protect their independence. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing that way. You'll always have access to the latest research distilled into simple, actionable steps for better health and longevity. So, we've now covered muscle relaxation with magnesium, contraction strength with vitamin D, bone support with K2, and neural wiring with B vitamins. But there's another factor that often goes unnoticed: inflammation. If inflammation is left unchecked, it silently erodes muscle recovery and joint comfort. And this is where omega-3 South enter the picture. You might have noticed that after certain days, maybe when you've walked a little farther than usual, or stood longer than normal, your legs feel stiff and sore the next morning. That soreness isn't just fatigue. Much of it comes from low-level inflammation inside your muscles and joints. While some inflammation is part of natural repair, chronic lingering inflammation is like a fire that never fully goes out, slowly wearing down tissues over time. This is where omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA from fish oil, can make a powerful difference. Here's what the research shows. Omega-3 South are incorporated directly into cell membranes in muscle and nerve tissue, where they reduce the production of inflammatory compounds. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that omega-3 supplementation improved muscle protein synthesis in older adults, which is the process of building new muscle tissue. That means less soreness, quicker recovery, and stronger muscles over the long term. But the benefits don't stop there. Omega-3 South also improves circulation by making blood less sticky and more fluid, which enhances nutrient delivery to the large muscles of your legs. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients get to where they're needed, helping muscles and connective tissues rebuild overnight. This is why many people who take Omega-3 South consistently report not just less soreness, but also lighter, more energized legs in the morning. Now, why take Omega-3 South in the evening? For one, they're fat-soluble, so taking them with dinner improves absorption. More importantly, nighttime supplementation helps dampen inflammatory processes while you sleep. When your body's repair systems are most active, think of it like hiring a night shift cleanup crew that reduces the mess inflammation leaves behind. So by morning, your muscles and joints feel refreshed rather than stiff. A practical tool here is to take 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA with your evening meal. Look for high-quality fish oil or algal oil supplements that specify these amounts on the label. If you already eat fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, or sardines a few times a week, you may need less. But most older adults benefit from supplementation because dietary intake alone is often too low. Here's a helpful analogy. Magnesium is the mechanic, vitamin D, the coach, B vitamins, the electricians, and Omega-3 South. They're the firefighters. They don't just prevent damage, they actively calm the hot spots that could derail recovery. Now, let's pause for a reflective question. Have you ever noticed how one day of inflammation can lead to an entire week of slower movement? That's because chronic inflammation compounds. The longer it lingers, the harder it is for muscles and joints to fully recover. Omega-3 South act as a nightly reset, allowing your body to start the next day with a clean slate rather than carrying yesterday's fire into tomorrow. So far, we've addressed the mechanics of muscle relaxation, contraction, skeletal stability, nerve wiring, and now inflammation control. But there's still one final piece to this nighttime recovery protocol, one that directly supports the connective tissue in your legs, the collagen in your tendons, and the resilience of your joints. And that comes from vitamin C. When we think about strong legs, most of us picture muscles. But muscles don't work in isolation. They're connected to bones through tendons, stabilized by ligaments, and supported by the connective tissue matrix that holds everything together. If those connective tissues are weak or brittle, even the strongest muscles can't translate their force effectively. This is where vitamin C becomes essential. Here's what the research shows. Vitamin C is required for the synthesis of collagen, the most abundant protein in your body, and the structural backbone of tendons, ligaments, and joint cartilage. Without enough vitamin C, collagen fibers can't form properly, which means tissues lose resilience. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults with higher vitamin C intake had significantly better muscle function and lower risk of mobility limitations as they aged. Why bedtime? Collagen repair and connective tissue regeneration happen largely at night, when growth hormone peaks and your body prioritizes recovery. Providing vitamin C before bed ensures that the raw material for collagen is available right when your body is repairing tissues that anchor and stabilize your leg muscles. Pairing vitamin C with a source of collagen, such as a collagen peptide supplement or a light protein shake, gives your body both the raw materials and the catalyst to rebuild connective tissue overnight. A simple bedtime protocol looks like this. Take 250 to 500 milligrams of vitamin C, 30 to 60 minutes before bed, ideally alongside a small serving of protein. For example, a scoop of collagen powder in warm chamomile tea, or a light Greek yogurt snack works beautifully. The protein provides amino acids like glycine and proline, while vitamin C ensures those amino acids are stitched into strong collagen fibers. Think of vitamin C as the architect of your recovery team. Magnesium may relax. Vitamin D coaches. K2 stabilizes the frame. B vitamins wire the system. Omega-3 South put out the fires, but vitamin C designs and reinforces the connective tissue scaffolding that keeps everything durable. Without it, recovery is incomplete, and small tears or stresses in tendons and ligaments accumulate over time, leading to stiffness, joint pain, or reduced mobility. Here's a relatable example. Many older adults notice their knees ache after a simple walk, or their ankles feel weak after standing too long. Often, this isn't just wear and tear. It's a signal that collagen repair is lagging behind daily stress. Supporting that repair nightly with vitamin C and protein can make the difference between waking up sore and waking up ready to move. And here's the empowering part. Even after 60, your body never stops adapting. Collagen fibers are continuously being broken down and rebuilt. By supplying vitamin C at the right time, you're not just slowing decline, you're actively rebuilding the scaffolding that supports strong, functional legs for years to come. So, now, we've covered the full picture. Magnesium for relaxation, vitamin D for strength, K2 for skeletal synergy, B vitamins for nerve energy, omega-3 South for inflammation control, and vitamin C for collagen repair. Together, they form a nighttime protocol that doesn't just support stronger legs, but also steadier balance, smoother movement, and greater independence. Let's take a step back and connect the dots. We began with a simple but sobering fact. After 60, the body naturally loses muscle mass each year. Left unchecked, this can mean weaker legs, reduced balance, and a higher risk of falls, the single greatest threat to independence as we age. But what we've uncovered is that this decline is not inevitable. With the right science-backed nutrients, timed correctly, your body can continue to repair, strengthen, and adapt well into your later decades. Here's a quick recap of the 6 key players: magnesium, the mineral of relaxation, calming overactive muscles and nervous system signals, while priming you for deeper sleep; vitamin D, the strength regulator, ensuring your leg muscles contract with power and precision while stabilizing balance; vitamin K2, the traffic controller, directing calcium into bones to create the sturdy foundation that muscles rely on; B vitamins, B12 and folate especially, the electricians, keeping nerve signals strong and energy flowing from brain to muscle; omega-3s, the firefighters, quelling chronic inflammation so your muscles and joints recover instead of ache; vitamin C, the architect, stitching together the collagen matrix that supports tendons, ligaments, and joints. When you see them laid out like this, the synergy becomes clear. Each nutrient plays a unique role, but together, they form a complete recovery system. And the beauty of this approach is that it harnesses the natural rhythm of your body. Nighttime is when your repair systems are most active. By supplying the right tools at the right time, you're not just passively aging, you're actively shaping how strong and capable your body feels tomorrow, next year, and a decade from now. Now, it's important to emphasize, supplements alone are not magic. They are tools. And, like any tool, their power depends on consistency and context. Pairing these nutrients with daily movement, protein-rich meals, and good sleep hygiene creates the environment where they can do their best work. For example, a 20-minute walk during the day signals your muscles to adapt. Protein provides the building blocks, and these nighttime vitamins ensure the adaptations are locked in during recovery. Here's a simple starting challenge. Tonight, try one element of this protocol. Maybe it's magnesium 30 minutes before bed, paired with dimmed lights and a quiet wind down. Or perhaps it's adding vitamin C with a small protein snack before sleep. Notice how your legs feel in the morning. Do they feel lighter, more relaxed, less restless? That feedback is your body confirming that these small choices matter. Over time, layering these 6 nutrients into a nightly routine can transform how your legs feel and function. You may find you walk more confidently, climb stairs with less hesitation, or simply notice less soreness after a long day. But beyond the physical, there's something deeply empowering here. The realization that even after your body is not in decline, it is responsive. It's waiting for the right signals, the right support, to show you just how capable it still is. So I want to leave you with this reflection. Stronger legs aren't just about muscles. They're about freedom. The freedom to move, to explore, to care for yourself and those you love, without fear of falling or fatigue.